get in George's face.
Well, I'll tell you what, this overpaid bunch of overpaid stiffs over there, got a new name for them. They're now the Washington Redfaces, because they should have red faces, but that squad, they just a few moments ago, they all went to midfield and they jumped up and down on that big Steeler emblem, didn't they?
Yes.
It's as if to deliver a message.
I thought they were the Dirty Skins, but now they have a new
They're
name.
the Redfaces. This team here, in the white shirts, the Wash Redfaces. Let's watch that replay of that. That's gonna. So the Steelers have a first down at the 38-yard line at the Wash Redfaces. So the Redfaces have to give the ball back to the Steelers. They'll be punting. And I'll tell you that, Dan Snyder, you know the toughest thing about all his embarrassment this year? When he goes into them restaurants, as he walks through them, sort of, hello, Senator, how are you? Shakes hands with a senator with this big shot and that big shot. But when he gets to his table, he's got to know that all of them are giggling. That's the kid who spent $100 million and stuck his face in a can of paint. From Three Rivers Stadium, Steelers football continues.
Well, the Steelers lead at 24-3, and we just get word from the press box that references to the Washington Redfaces are to cease and desist.
Well, they didn't put it that late, but they said their people want me to cease calling them the Redfaces. I've never heard of anything like that. Let me say, I've been broadcasting these games for 31 years. Dan Rooney or none of the Steeler executives have ever once objected to anything, and I've criticized Rooney too. Anything I ever said in a booth, and now we get word from the Washington Public Relations guy that his people do not want to hear me. What are they doing listening to the broadcast for anyhow? They don't want me to call them the Redfaces. That's the first time any team has, come in here.
Why don't you tell
send a word down here? I thought you had to be kidding, Greg, when you told me that.
Why don't you tell them that you've been calling the Bengals the Bungles for 20 years, and Mike Brown hasn't said anything?
Mike Brown's never said a word and shook hands with me. How you doing, Myron, not too long ago last year. So that is preposterous.
Why don't they listen to Frank Herzog, Sam Huff, and Sonny Jerkinson instead of listening to our broadcast, which is aimed at the Steeler crowd?
The little guy.
The little guy does. From Three Rivers Stadium, Steelers football continues with a score. The Steelers 24, the Wash Redskins 3.